Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a really exciting premiere. This is my very first guest designer layout for my creative scrapbook, and I'm using the main scrapbook kit for October. And I will be doing, during the month of October, I'll be creating at least four layouts with this kit. And this will be my only process video. I'll be doing the others without video, but I will do a layout share at the end of the month and kind of show you what's left of my kit, anything extra that I've made with it. But for right now, before I start making, I'm gonna kind of show off some goodies. It's based on Jen Hadfield's Peaceful Heart, which is a beautiful collection if you've seen it. And I chose to highlight this tag page because it kind of has a representation of the colors that you'll get. There are lots of kind of muted peachy pinks, but there's also kind of a mauve color and kind of a pale pink here. There are several pinks and kind of ways that you can tie it into pinks in your photo or other supplies. But there's also this gold, kind of the grayish aqua here, a really nice kind of muted grayish navy. And this greens, kind of a celery green, and wood grains. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So this, I'll kind of show you these things quickly. The tag page has a really nice kind of peachy colored grid on the other side. The page I'm getting ready to cut diagonally, and I maybe shouldn't have folded it to show you that, but is this one. I'm going to use the butterfly side and the wood grain side, and well, actually I may use something else, so we'll see. I know I'm going to use the butterflies. not quite sure which side of the page. So how I do that is, since it doesn't fit in my the page diagonally doesn't fit in my trimmer, I'm going to do, may as well do it, show you while I'm doing it. I'm going to cut it from the corner there to the center. That's not looking like it's coming in the middle of the wood grain, but I do have this parallel here, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then I'll fold it out. I can do that when I cut the branding strip off. I was thinking of doing this, but you know, that's too busy. I think I'll choose one of the other papers. It would look beautiful on this, but my photo may look better on something with a little bit wider background, but we'll get to that. So anyway, that's one of the papers, the beautiful butterfly on one side, the amazing center cut wood grain on the other. And then we have the tag page and the grid. We have the little diamonds that are kind of variegation. There's pink and gold and kind of a brown color in there. There's this pattern, which we saw on the tag page, that's excuse me, pink roses printed kind of on a brownish background. And those are kind of the signature colors of the line, which you can see in the tag there. Then we have this beautiful green, and on the other side, it's got this green. Now I'm going to use this. I should show you the sketch, but I'll show you in a minute. I'll put the ones that I'm going to use over here. I was maybe going to fussy cut this for this page, but I'm not going to fussy cut for this page. I will fussy cut this later, and I'll try to fussy cut it so that I may cut this gingham plaid. That's the second gingham that we've seen, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to put that in I'm not going to use it this time, collection. This is another very fussy cuttable floral But look at that beautiful green on the other side. So the richness of the greens. A ledger page. Every collection needs a ledger page. And I love this one. I can envision using that as a background, or maybe cutting one of these and kind of using parts of it as a journaling block. This one is great. It's just a black and white kind of disconnected chevron, reverse chevron, and it gives you a really nice background with some kind of tweed type texture to it. And then there's this little, you can kind of fussy cut some of these if you have a scrap. If you haven't used all of this, you can kind of cut some little bits of this, and these become great little tuck-in kind of embellishments around florals. And because they're black and white, and if you put them around colorful florals, things really stand out. And we're going to see that when I do my embellishing with the ephemera. And I'll kind of go through that in a minute. This is just an amazing pattern right here. These are fussy cuttable for sure, but it's actually pretty to look at just like this. It's like little bouquets of flowers kind of stuck to the page with washi tape. It's just really cute. And then there's the really useful black and white polka dot. And I don't know if you're noticing the branding strips, but they're adorable. This is kind of a peachy background with daisies, and then you have your brown background with the pink polka dots. So we've got a couple polka dots there. Here's another, what I call a leafy floral, and there are cranes, I guess those are, in there, kind of the fade into the background, and then there's a navy blue with little houses. Just so cute. Neutral enough for a background, but perfect for an accent piece. I debated on whether to use that in my page today. Here's one that has that pretty mauve pink, and it's in this, which is very usable, like half a page. You can kind of have it this way, or if you embellish and kind of place your photo cluster kind of right in here, you've got all these arrows drawing the eye to your photo. So it's a great background. A lot of people wouldn't think of using that as a background. Here is a cut apart page with lots of really nice phrases, a lot of self-affirming and, really kind of cute things. And then there's a very usable print pattern on the back, which has the kind of little, almost like little tiny wood grain polka dots. And then we have another cut apart sheet that has the 2x2s. And these are really great in forming grid layouts. And I think I'm going to use a lot of this because if you follow me at all, you know that I love grids. And I like making grids out of different kinds of things. So for example, I may use some of the square pieces, but I may also fussy cut this or the rainbow or the coffee cup or the bee or the butterfly, and kind of put those in a space which visually would make a grid. So okay, I think this is the stuff I'm planning to use. Here is my sketch, and here's my photo. The girls are wearing pink shirts that don't necessarily, match up with this, although the body of the butterfly kind of is close to that pink. But it kind of does look like it's close to this mauve-y kind of pink here. So I'm going to try to pull some of that in somewhere. Also in the kit, so that you've seen the sketch. This is the My Creative Scrapbook October sketch, and it's out on the on their website, check mycreativescrapbook.com, and it'll be on the blog. It's just a great sketch by Laura Creates, and her Instagram address is Laura Creates 50. all one word. Also in the kit is this little sticker sheet of puffy leaf stickers. So there are leaf tendrils and there are some buds and just loose leaves. Perfect for a really soft brushed gold finish added to your layouts. I'm not going to use any gold today. I'm primarily going to use paper and ephemera for today's layout, and some stickers. There is this set of stickers. They're cardstock and foam, and so those are kind of the hot thing in stickers these days, because you get the kind of look of a chipboard sticker, but the stickability, if you will, of foam. And so there are a lot of phrases on there. There's this nice floral. There are some other florals, and I'm going to use at least one of these, and one of them, this one that says "Miss You," will be my title, because in the photo is my hubby, and he departed in February. And this photo came up in I use my photo library as my screensaver I have everything out on Amazon Photos, and it's my screensaver when I'm streaming Amazon. And I did that yesterday, and this came up, and I went back and found it, and I had forgotten I had this photo. It's when Ava was really tiny. I forget when this was. Might have been 2013-ish, and she was, or maybe 2015, and she would have been 7 then, and she's, you know, a big girl of 13 now, and that's her big sister Allie, and Allie is turning 20 this month, so crazy. So I'm going to put that there. There is also this really amazing Hampton Art clear stamp set that has upper and lowercase alphas. And I am not going to use those for this layout. As I said, I'm going to pull my title from these stickers. But I have an idea for this. I have a kind of a school photo that I may actually use it kind of as an alphabet and kind of to make my own pattern paper. So I'm going to put that in the I'll use it later pile. So I'm going to keep these things. I'm actually going to sit down now and make something. So let's do this. Now I've taken my photo, I've matted it and put some foam behind it. Other than that foam and that piece of scrap mat, everything I use is going to be from the kit. So as I said, I've got these cut, and I need to pair them up with the paper that I want to use, and I kind of like this idea. If I did that, I think the photo would look nice, and then I can use this green to kind of bring in the outdoorsy-ishness, if that's a word. And then maybe I can cut a square of this to be one of these layers. I don't think I can do a square big enough to be that background layer, although yes, I can. So let me try that. Let's see. That's a 6-inch square right there. I think I can make that work. I might have preferred an 8-inch square, and if this doesn't work, I can use these in a design later. If this doesn't work, let's see. I want that knot hole to show, so I can do this, and then I can do maybe this in maybe a 4x6 kind of size. Make it a little bit more than 6 because this is 6. So that's gonna kind of go there. And then I have a larger piece that can go back there. And I may just use, I think I'd rather use one of the more neutral kind of pages. I'm going to go back to some of those that I thought I wouldn't use. Let's see. How about this chevron, and I'll run it horizontally instead of vertically. It's neutral, but it gives some movement, I guess, is the thing there. Here I'm going to do a 5 by 7-ish. I can get 7 exactly if I cut 5 off, right? I'm going to go more like that. Okay. So, and I'll cut my tags later, but let's get the base page kind of put together. I need to trim this branding strip, and then I can put that, well, that's going there because I've already cut the other. Okay, and I've got that branding strip, like how cute those butterflies are. And I may use some piece of a branding strip today. This branding strip has bees on it, and I have a grandson whose name is Barrett, and we call him Bee. So I'll probably use that for a layout that includes him. He's not in this one. I hate using all of this, and I may go back and gut some of this from up here, but I'm not going to do it now. So I'm just going to kind of get this . I love this paper with the diamonds. It's just so neutral and yet so colorful. And it gives kind of a sense of movement and something going on the page. So I guess going by the sketch, let's pull that back in. I need this bigger piece, and I'm having trouble lifting stuff up. This bigger piece right here, and I'm gonna kind of align it when I paste it down. I'm gonna align it with the diamonds. And then we'll go with this piece. And then we've got this piece kind of just overlapping that. This actually needs to be smaller. Excuse me, shorter. I'm gonna do it like that. And then instead of having right here, it's got this stripe as a, excuse me, a frame to a journaling strip. I'm gonna actually use a tag from the tag page for that. So putting this down and kind of dry fitting it like this, I'm happy with the color distribution. And so I think I'll paste it down. Excuse me. Long story, have had some bronchitis issues that were complicated by the fact that we had some water intrusion and some resulting mold. And as a result, I have never quite gotten rid of the cough that that I developed with the bronchitis. Okay, here. And then the photo's gonna go there, and I really wanted there to be the, you know, the brown and the green so that you've got the pink and there will be other touches of pink, but I didn't want the photo to be touching a pink directly. You know, like if I put it up directly next to this, then it kind of, I guess it highlights the fact that it doesn't exactly match. So I'm not a huge matchy person, but I like that when I put it next to the wood grain and the green, it actually kind of, it allows his shirt to be blue and their shirts to be pink, and it doesn't make you think there's a color that doesn't go, whatever go means. Okay, so now we're looking at ephemera. I'm going to show you first the ephemera that I did not pull to use here, and I may go back, and as I go through it, I may, I can't pick it up, but you can see there's a little butterfly there. I really like this piece, so I may add that to my possible use pieces. There's a little snail. There's this that's kind of a brush stroke with some birds. There's a light bulb with a mountain scene, just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And then there's a girl doing yoga. There's some black and white pieces that there's a light bulb in there, and this kind of jar of water, a clipboard, sun or moon and stars, a house with florals, one of those florals that has the washi tape on it, so that's a possibility there too. A couple of florals that you could use together, or you could even kind of cut them apart. This is a floral that very much goes with that green, but I don't know that I necessarily need to highlight the green that much. So I'm gonna kind of put that aside. There's one of those cranes. There's another yoga pose, a pen, coffee and a tea, a couple of rainbows, a floral piece. I'll put that in there. There's one of those, like a slice of wood grain, a vase, another house, another kind of desert scene, a desert sunset. Just, you know, beautiful variety of icons here. I love the jar with the florals. It's not appropriate for this page, but think I'm going to try to do a page that it is perfect for, just because I like it so much. So, and I often do that. I draw inspiration for my pages, and from the supplies, I'll maybe look at the supplies and get an idea from there, and then go find my photo and my story later. Okay, so now I'm going to pull, there is a tag that comes out here, there's some stitching, and I'm going to do that a little bit different way. There is that pink branding strip that has the little black and white florals on there. I am going to cut it in half, or make a very thin strip of this pink, and let that stand in for my stitching. Because it has the print on there, it's going to have the same texture that that, you know, stitching might have. It draws your eye and gives your eye a little bit of kind of variety there. And it's a pink that doesn't exactly match the girls' shirts, but it reinforces the pink in the diamonds and the pink here. So it's just, to me, it's kind of ideal. Let me get a tube of glue. And I apologize, this is the first layout I've made since I got back from my retreat. And the glue has not been sitting upside down, so I was afraid it wouldn't flow. But it was okay. Okay, so that's there. And it's very subtle, and that's kind of the way that I wanted it. The tag that comes out like right here behind the cluster, I'm gonna pull from here, and I'm gonna use, in this case, I'm gonna use the let's see, which one do I want? I'm gonna use 2 tags. One of them is gonna be the backdrop for the smaller tag there. So here, I think I may use this one, which is the same pattern that I just used, but it's a different color pink. Okay, what am I doing here? I've got that still in there. Okay, and I'll cut these, and then I'll fussy cut the little corners off. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one. And the dinging that you hear is because I left my laptop open across the room because I've used it for trying to print a photo. And I have, my entire house is turned upside down because I had to take everything out of 2 very densely packed kind of storagey areas and move all of that because that's the area that the water got to. And I had to pile those things on top of other things. And I'm gonna kind of put this here, and I'm just gonna kind of dry fit it there. I'm not liking that, actually. I think it's too busy right up next to the butterflies and across these other prints. So this one may be better. I do like that better. And I'm not, oh, okay, I've got, this has this grid on the other side. I would lose that, but it gives me exactly what I want right now. I don't have the hole, but I can always put a small floral up there, or even I can pull something from this sheet to kind of give me what I want in the way of detail up here. So I'm gonna do that. I'll figure that out in a minute, what I'm gonna put there. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna squeeze it in there. That's down a little bit lower than the photo, and in the original it's above the photo, but this is above the photo, so I'm okay with this being like that. I'm gonna lift that up a bit. I'm actually gonna put it there and put a little foam on the other side. I'll just have it up a little and give a little bit of dimension to it. Okay. I'll kind of do that, and then I can push it in farther and have it like that. Okay, so that's there. Now let's pull, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm assuming my embellishments will cover this up, or I will make sure that they do. And I'm gonna put this in, also raising it up, or at least the one end of it, up for some dimension. Don't you like how I just brushed that off onto the floor? All things come up in the sweeping. So whatever I use up here for detail, I'll use it here to be consistent, and we'll kind of mesh the designs that way. Okay, for sure, I want to use, and this is that lovely sticker sheet, I want to use this foam tagged sticker that says "Miss You" over on the side where my husband is. And I'm gonna put it at an angle. I'm gonna, I want it at an angle, but I also don't want to lose any of the word. Okay, there, it's off at an angle, and then I'll put some detail there. So that just, and it brings in the yellow color, so now if I have any other yellow, it's going to work. So I like this love sticker, and I like this yellow flower, since we're talking about yellow. And I also very much like this kind of peachy coral banner. There's another banner in this really nice dark background floral, but I'm going to save that for when I use those fussy cut flowers on another layout. Okay. So now I'm going to pull, you've seen the ephemera that I did not pull for my page. So now you see the ones that I do. And we'll look at the sketch for guidance. There's a large floral cluster here, medium-sized one there, and then there's some tiny flowers there. So we'll kind of look. I want to use this sunshiny looking piece as the anchor for the floral cluster that's up here. And so I'm gonna prop that up with a fairly large piece of foam. I like using circular shapes as anchors for particularly florals. I've got, let's see, I've got this one that can kind of go down here. And this has the advantage of that black and white, and I can kind of put it here and let it anchor a large floral, whatever. I think this is the largest one, which can kind of go off to the side, and then I can have maybe something like that's completely different kinds of flowers, or one of these black and white leaf embellishments, or a butterfly. So I've got all those possibilities. So let's kind of see where we're headed. Before I build this one, I'm going to build the large one, because I want to make sure that I have all the right pieces. So I'm going to put a piece of foam back here, but it's bridging this, which is on foam, and then these are like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of paper. So I'm going to put that on there, but I'm going to put another small piece down here to kind of get it over those other layers. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to do this, kind of push it over a bit. And then I'm going to take this and put it on foam. I love dimension, and I, you know, like craft foam is kind of one of my favorite supplies. I'm going to let this overlap the tag and the photo because there's nothing all that interesting going on there. I'm going to do this. And then this gives me a spot, like I said, for either this, which kind of adds to this black and white, or the butterfly, or both. So I kind of like both. I'm gonna cut another small piece of foam for this to raise it up from where I'm putting it. So there's dimension there, but I also want dimension from here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of foam to the butterfly. And we'll see how that works out. I think I can get a little bit of tape on there, and it's kind of off, but this still gives you that kind of circular shape there. Now, I'm going to reject these two pieces that I added at the last minute because the floral styles are so different from this one. I want to use this, which isn't a carbon copy of that. It actually has a couple extra colors in it, but it's close enough that it's kind of a similar style, and it gives a more cohesive look, I guess, is the thing I'm trying to say. I'm going to let this overlap here again because there's not that much going on in the photo. So let me do that, and then if I can also have it kind of floating above that photo, that actually works for me. So kind of see how that works out. There we go. Okay, and it's stuck to both sides, and it has dimension from the photo, it has dimension from this base, and even more dimension from above that wood grain paper, and I love that. Okay, so we have the black and white going on down here with this leaf tendril and with this base piece, so I'm going to add some black and white over here with this butterfly. I'm not quite sure where I want it. I think I'll have it, if I do this, it's clustered a little closer to the photo, and I kind of like that. I'm going to give it a double layer of foam. To prop it up a little bit more. And I don't get real sophisticated when I do my foam. I don't care what color it is. If I'm doing cards, I kind of do. Okay, here. So that's there. I've got those two main clusters built. I have this, which gives that, has that dark background, but again, I'm not, that doesn't give a cohesive look. there's a flower here and a flower here that kind of go with this layer back there. I'm going to add it as a third cluster kind of right there, and I'll let this be that other flower, kind of stand in for that other flower. And then we're going to add some of those gold pieces. I'm going to do this. And kind of tie it in with this tag. Okay, and we've got gold on the butterfly's wings, so I'm good with using the gold, if I can find them. Okay, so I kind of like whatever I use here, I'm also going to use there. So there's only one of these large tendrils, and that's kind of too big to go right there. So I may pick this piece right here is kind of a bud tendril, and I could run it across like that, maybe. Nah, don't like it. Not looking, not what I was looking for. Okay, so let's try a couple of leaves that overlap one another. So like that. And then we'll go over here and pick another pair of leaves that aren't quite exactly the same, but that we can arrange similarly so it has that cohesive look. Okay, there. Now, this has gold on the sun. There's gold here, kind of going with this cluster. I guess if I left the cluster there, that would help. Let's do that. Let me get that back up. And we have gold over here, and I think we're done. I think we've been true to the sketch. My title is right here in this Miss You, and I can write a bit of a story about where this is and why that memory is special to me, either on this grid or on this grid or on a separate piece of paper on the back, and I often journal on the back. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and throughout, as I said, I'm very new. I'm a guest designer for October and November, and I'm very new to this this particular process. This video was a kind of a kit reveal, and the kit goes live on the 5th of each month, so you'll see this on the 5th or after. And the other pages that I do will be scheduled, and you can kind of pay attention to that on the blog. They won't be videoed, but at the end I'll kind of do a recap and kind of show you what I have left. But I just am madly in love with this collection, and I hope you'll check out. There are other kits that are available. This is the main scrapbooking kit, and there are others, so be sure and check those out at mycreativescrapbook.com. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy playing with this collection if you subscribe or if you find it somewhere. So thanks for watching, and I'll bring it up for a close-up. And again, all of this was done with just what came in the kit. So I'm thrilled with this. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.